Hello everyone, Old Man Cam back again to review another video game that I played in 2019, and today I would like to cover Bad North. Bad North is a minimalist real-time strategy game in which you protect an island from invading Vikings. It's a game that when I saw it, I was immediately drawn to it because of its art style, because of its simplicity. I thought I was going to heavily enjoy this. However, after it came out and I read some of the reviews, I started to worry a little bit. Mainly because of the kind of things that were being said about it. And I'll get to those things in a minute, because those same things that were talked about in those reviews are the exact same issues that I had with the game. Let's start at the very beginning. The art style, again, is this minimalist, there's no heads-up display on the screen unless you hold down specific buttons, and it's very easy to play. But at the same time, I feel like sometimes just my time is just wasted, or there's just not enough to do until the game's difficulty just ramps up at an alarming pace. I don't know, sometimes it feels like the game can be very unfair, and when it gets to those points, it's not really that fun to play. It feels like sometimes that you have to min-max your squads, and when you do that, for something that is as simple as this is, it's not fun. Honestly, the more that I play strategy games in general, whether they be real-time or whether they be action or turn-based, the more I see how difficult it is to balance that line of difficulty and fun. I would say something like Into the Breach sits on a fine line that's dead in the middle. I think something like Fire Emblem can be a little bit more on the easier side, and at its hardest, it dips back to the middle. Where something like Bad North is something that wants you to feel like you're sitting in the middle, but definitely is on the hard side most of the time, especially when the game thinks that you know what you're doing. And I think that's the issue, is that the game expects you to pick up things about it that you're not going to pick up because it's so minimalist, because it doesn't really teach you how to deal with certain things, I don't think, in an effective build-up. For example, they want you to put your archers at a high spot and so that they're effective. But honestly, there's no reason to use archers at the beginning because you don't need them. Your infantry and your guys with the shields and spears, they can get the job done pretty much just by themselves with no archer backup. And so at the beginning of the game, if you don't build archers, it would be understandable. But then you start to get to places where without archers you're screwed, and then you're screwed because you didn't build up archers. And the game never really conveys that that is what you need. You're going to need all these things. It just lets you kind of steamroll things at the beginning with what you have instead of actively teaching you how to play the game. And I think that's the most difficult part about it. I really, really wanted to like this game, and I put quite a few hours in this game before I stopped playing it. I wouldn't recommend it for anyone. Like I said, if you're looking for a good strategy game, whether that be real time or whatnot, I think Into the Breach walks the line a lot more, because Into the Breach feels difficult, but it generally feels fair. You kind of set yourself up for your own success, and you're always towing that line between success and failure, and I think that's one of the things that makes the game good. That's one of the things that makes the game such a good strategy game. I feel like this has turned more into another review of how good Into the Breach is, and not how mediocre Bad North is. There are things that are to be liked here. I like the art style a lot. I like the idea of a system where you can make your team better. I like the idea of kind of a rogue-like approach to it, but those things kind of fall flat when your gameplay is not very fun. I would like to give Bad North a D, and I'll see you tomorrow.